Countries like Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea have unleashed armies of state-sponsored, turning the digital world that connects us all into a new arena for conflict. They're stealing secrets, sabotaging critical infrastructure, and twisting public opinion on a scale we've never seen before. This isn't science fiction. This is the story of how simple lines of code became devastating weapons, how your data became a strategic asset, and how the future of global power is being rewritten in ones and zeros. We're about to pull back the curtain on the shadow world of state hacking. By the end, you'll see the world in a fundamentally different way.
Welcome to the School of Computing at University Utara, Malaysia. Today, we are examining the threat models of modern cyber conflict, a field where your expertise in computer science places you directly on the front lines of global security. While traditional warfare targets physical territory, modern conflict focuses on these network nodes. Power grids, financial institutions, and hospitals are now primary targets in a battlefield built on data traffic. In this paradigm, data functions as a strategic weapon. Every line of code students compile in our labs exists within an environment where software architecture is the new arena for state-level engagement. Modern cyber conflict rests on three technical pillars. We have espionage for the quiet theft of intellectual property, sabotage for the physical disruption of systems, and influence operations designed to manipulate information. Within the sabotage pillar, the most effective tool is the zero-day exploit. This targets a flaw in a system's architecture that is unknown to the software's creator. Because the vulnerability is hidden, there is zero time for a patch to be issued before the system is compromised. This leads to the central difficulty of network defense, the attribution challenge. Attackers route malicious traffic through global botnets and proxy servers to obscure their origin. To find the source, forensic teams must filter data through technical, operational, and strategic layers. This layered obfuscation allows state actors to achieve military or economic goals while maintaining plausible deniability, making cyber operations a highly effective tool for international coercion. This photograph of the Maersk shipping terminal captures the real-world impact of the NotPetya attack. In 2017, Russian-linked malware fueled operations at 76 ports worldwide, forcing one of the world's largest shipping giants to manage global logistics using sticky notes. The attack architecture utilized a supply chain compromise. Analysts identified the starting point as a malicious update for ME-Doc, an accounting software used throughout Ukraine. By infecting a trusted update server, the malware bypassed corporate firewalls and spread across the global economy. While the infected computers displayed a ransom note, the underlying code was not designed for profit. Forensic analysis revealed a wiper payload, software built exclusively to overwrite data and ensure it could never be recovered. For the students here, consider the target within the drive's architecture. To ensure total data loss, the wiper targets the master boot record and the master file table. By destroying these pointers, the malware makes the entire file system unreadable. This doctrine demonstrates a willingness to accept massive global economic fallout to achieve a specific, localized geopolitical objective. China's threat model follows a different architecture, the Advanced Persistent Threat, or APT. The goal is not immediate chaos, but the methodical, long-term theft of high-value intellectual property. Infiltration often begins at the network perimeter. APT groups target edge devices like VPNs and routers, which are frequently less secure than internal servers. These devices serve as a quiet entry point that circumvents the primary firewall. Once inside, these groups live off the land, using existing administrative tools to appear like legitimate users. As this timeline shows, they can remain undetected for years, slowly siphoning off terabytes of research and design data. By acquiring sensor technology, aerospace designs, and encryption algorithms through cyber espionage, a state can skip decades of research and development, directly eroding a rival's military advantage. The 2014 Sony Pictures hack, pictured here at the premiere of the interview, showed North Korea's willingness to use cyber operations for political coercion. However, as international sanctions intensified, their hacking units, like the Lazarus Group, transitioned into a financial crime syndicate. Their Dream Job campaign shows a sophisticated attack vector. It begins with AI-driven reconnaissance on social media to find targets. A fake job offer is sent via a malicious PDF, granting the hackers access to move through the network, drain cryptocurrency wallets, and funnel the funds through thisters. Iran utilizes cyber operations as a tool for asymmetric warfare. This diagram of the Shamoon malware shows their two-stage approach: harvesting credentials for intelligence, then deploying a destructive wiper to inflict costs on larger adversaries, without triggering a conventional military response. For these nations, advanced cyber capabilities serve as a critical geopolitical tool, allowing them to fund their regimes and project power despite economic isolation. We can now see the landscape of state-sponsored threats: Russia's focus on disruption, China's focus on theft, North Korea's focus on revenue, and Iran's focus on asymmetric retaliation. This threat landscape is currently being modified by the integration of artificial intelligence. Adversaries are using AI to automate the discovery of vulnerabilities and to generate more convincing social engineering campaigns at an unprecedented speed and scale. These developments mean that state intelligence, military goals, and financial crimes are increasingly intersecting within the same digital networks. For the future computer scientists at UUM, your task is to build the resilient architectures required to secure our critical infrastructure against these evolving models.